I've had two occasions where somebody has said under no circumstances should this be published, when both myself, who I consider quite an extrovert, and Will or Phil has said, yes, this is good, but it needs a bit of work. There's something not quite right about it. Maybe the referee will find it. We've had one person come back and say, under no circumstances should this be blah, 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 because of this, because of that, and because of the other. A position that I've not agreed with. And so I've, in consultation with my team, said, well, I'm going to write back and say, I don't quite agree with this reading. Clearly there's some other agenda going on here. So we wrote back and said, well, actually we don't, as general editors, we don't actually espouse this view. And the second referee has strongly recommended publication. So please don't be surprised that this will be published, but we will take on board these comments that you have made. So we will select the comments that we think are valid. So that's one example. And certainly the person who had submitted the article did not get this under the circumstances. I don't know what the rant was about, but it was, personal agendas come into this. We try and keep things anonymous, but I think people can probably find out who the article originator is if they want to put the effort into. And personal agendas are really sticky stuff. So, and the other one was somebody had said, well, it's a bit floppy, I think the person said, not very rigorous and a bit floppy. So we wrote back to we didn't give that back, we wrote back to the writer and said, one of our referees finds that the argument's a bit loose. And if you note from what I've written on your text itself, there are areas where I feel you could tighten up, and if you would be willing to do that, we would be more than happy to read it again. So I went back, and this was actually a very high-positioned professor who had submitted it, so we have to be a bit, well, you have to be sensitive with everybody. So we sent it back to this person, and it was resubmitted, and we sent it off to the "this is too loose" person, and that person still didn't like it. And I wrote to that person, notice I'm being completely gender-free here, I wrote to that person and said, actually we think it does work, and we do take on board that you're not that happy about it. Somebody is on our advisory board, but we feel it is strong enough to go in, and we do actually quite like it. The person wrote back and said, I don't know why you have an advisory board or referees then. So challenging I wrote back and I said, well, sometimes we can't quite agree, but we do think it's a worthy piece of work. So I hope that's a full